Hey, Canada, good morning. So the summer travel season has begun.
Yeah.
Emery and Lindsey, any big plans?
Well, Lindsay's having a child.
Well, nothing major.
I guess you won't be going anywhere for a little bit of time.
Well, you never know. You never know. We travel in the car a lot.
Right.
Yeah, so there you go.
Road trips and
What about
stuff.
you?
We are flying down to Tennessee to see my sister and her family.
Oh, nice. Well, we here at Your Morning wanted to make your travel plans a little bit more smoother and more efficient as possible. That's why we're going to take a look at some of the top travel hacks on today's Your Take.
Oh,
so
good.
one of the reasons why we wanted to do this subject is because Canadians love to travel. Like since 2003, every single year, more and more Canadians have been traveling overseas. In fact, I have some stats for you from Stats Canada, which shows that Canadian residents made a record 12.8 million trips to overseas countries in 2017, and that's up 7.2% from 2016. So it really is a growing trend across the country. But there are ways to make traveling a little bit more smoother. So I know you guys actually have a few of your own travel hacks, correct?
You
I
brought
do.
one
Okay,
with
so
you.
this is one. This has nothing to do with flights, but it has everything to do with like baggage. So I
Yeah.
read this online somewhere, and I do it all the time. You know, you get these sunglass cases. You don't always use them, so you put all your cables and stuff in them.
Oh, smart.
Like my headphones are there, my cables or whatever. It fits in your bag. You can put it through the checkout. You don't have to dig around for them.
Yeah.
They're all in one spot.
That is so smart. Because can I tell you an honest story? I'm always losing my charger
Yeah, I
or
know.
my headphones, or they're getting tangled all together.
right.
You forget if you put it in like this pocket, or if you put it in your hand. Like it's all over the place. Good one, AM.
Centralized location.
Yes. So you guys want to hear some of the top ones that we
do.
found? Because these are some really good ones, especially if you're looking to buy a cheap ticket, right? What are the cheapest days to travel? Some people might know this, some people might not know this, but according to Kayak, the travel site, some of the top trending destinations, well, these are the top trending destinations. We'll get to that in a hot second. But the best days to travel are actually Wednesdays and Tuesdays, right in the middle of the
cost,
week.
are we talking?
For cost, exactly.
Yeah.
And why? It's because many people like to travel either on a Friday or come back on a Monday. It's due to you can tack on a long weekend. So it's a factor of supply and demand, right? So more people wanting to travel on certain days increases the prices. Less popular days are Tuesdays and Wednesdays. You can find a couple of good deals out
right?
there.
And also if you book, I hear, on a Tuesday.
Yes.
You actually book your flight on a Tuesday. I know
Really?
there's
Yeah.
So I should wait a day.
Well,
Yes.
you could wait a day, sometimes overnight, but we found when is the best time, like how many weeks in advance should you book
Oh,
your
yeah.
ticket. This was a really interesting one. So a lot of people say, book as early as possible, book as early as possible. You don't actually have to book as early as possible. We found that in our research that if you book, let's say, 180 days before you're leaving, you're gonna get an average ticket price. Actually, once that 180 days gets closer and closer to the day you're traveling, we start to see the ticket price go down right up until about the 57th day. Right around then, that's when you're actually gonna get the cheapest ticket price. Now, you could still see that price for a couple of days after, but you don't wanna wait until the 21-day mark, because once you hit that 21 day, which is about 3 weeks out, that's when the ticket price starts to go
Surge
up.
again. Interesting.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
backpedal 57 days.
Yeah.
The thing is,
No,
you
seriously,
have
yeah.
to have the stomach for that, because a lot of people need. I'm in that boat. Like I'll wait till then, but a lot of people like to have it absolutely planned out, especially if you've got children and you want to make sure that you can get the right flight that you want.
Yeah.
The oldest
Yeah.
children, they like to have it locked down ahead of time.
Yeah, because I always ask you questions. So, who likes to fly first class?
Oh, everybody.
Everyone.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we can't all afford first class.
That's
right. You know,
How do we get in? I feel like you've got a hack to get
Well,
us in.
it's not about getting in, but
Oh.
how can you get the same service by paying economy?
Okay.
Right? This is the really interesting
Okay,
one.
so how do you-
So, if you're paying economy, where should you choose to sit if you have that option? Should you choose closest to first class? Should you sit in the middle? Or should you sit all the way in the back? Well, some of our research, and this actually came from a flight attendant, says that the best seat is actually right in the back. Why do you ask? They say that when they're bringing out, let's say, a request, if a passenger in the front asks for something, let's say it's a hot towel or whatever. If you're sitting all the way in the front or in the middle, for example, and they go all the way to the front, then everybody sees what they're bringing out to that passenger in the front. So that means that the request for those products go up. So they try not to do that. To bring answer, I don't want to.
Like the extras?
Exactly, to the people who sit in the front.
Yeah,
But if you're sitting in the back, this is where a lot of the flight attendants hang out.
You literally just go,
Exactly, Linz.
I have that. But here's my problem, though.
What's the
and
problem?
I feel like, okay, so I agree that's probably
Yeah.
a really fun thing to do because you have access right there. But oftentimes, if I'm sitting in the back rows, they run out of the food I want.
Oh, so I have a hack for that.
And you do?
You order
This is a good one.
vegetarian.
Yeah.
Because they bring out the vegetarian meals first,
First.
no matter where you're sitting on the plane. So if you sit in the back, you've got more likelihood of an extra seat and order vegetarian, then your food will come first.
Isn't that amazing?
And it's usually just pasta. So,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone likes pasta.
So these are the travel hacks that we found here. But Canada, here is your hashtag, your take question. Share your secrets with the country, my friends. What is your top travel hack?